give me one of these or whatever. I'm not on drugs. I'm not possessed by the devil. I didn't get punched in the face by a ghost. At least I don't think so. Maybe. But anyways, I have Tourette syndrome. It started showing up when I was about 6 years old. And I was actually diagnosed at 13. So, of course, between that time, I was bullied a lot. Not just by kids, but by teachers at school, They're like, Ben's disrupting my class. He keeps going, and stuff. And what's going on? Why is he doing this stuff? And, I'm not going to yell at you or cuss words. That's not everybody with Tourette's. There's only like 10% of people actually do that. It's called coprolalia. I think I pronounced that right. But anyways, so of course I struggled all through school with that. I was normal like the other kids. Obviously I played sports. I was very successful. I never sat on the bench. I always started. But I did have like a communication barrier. And I didn't know why. I had friends, but I didn't always know what to say or how to act or whatever. Well, years and years later, I would find out that I have what's called Asperger's syndrome, which is a high-functioning autism. And through the grace of God, especially, when I found out, I was like, you got to help me change, because I still don't know how to communicate in a lot of different situations and stuff. I was like, you have to help me. And so I started seeing changes just like that, And, obviously, a lot of really, really expensive therapy also helped. Anyways, you can imagine, like I said, Mom and Dad didn't know what was wrong with me. Why is he shaking his head? So Mom's like, well, maybe it's because his hair's in the way. Let's cut his mullet. It was the 80s. So she went to, he's still shaking his head, so maybe it's a habit now, So she kept buzzing my head, and she buzzed my head so much that I decided to just stay that way. I was like, thanks, Mom, really? I think that's what happened. I'm serious. But anyways, you can imagine having Tourette's, shaking your head and stuff, and my mom's a beautician. She's like, hold still, and here she is with the scissors, no, that never really happened, but so, thankfully, but it could, hopefully not. Anyways, so yeah, I had a really good childhood, come from a middle-class Christian Methodist family, grew up in the Methodist church, So things were great, and then my dad passed away when I was 16 years old, in my hands, literally. He had a massive heart attack. And, things just started spiraling right then, And Mom got remarried and everything. And just a lot of abusive people started showing up in my life, Kind of the wrong groups and stuff like that. And so I went to, ended up going from a public school to a Christian school. Played basketball there and everything. And then my senior year, I went back to public school because we found out that the Christian school was not accredited, so I couldn't graduate. Well, I didn't know that I wasn't going to be able to graduate anyways because from the depression and everything, I developed stomach ulcers, but they were serious. It was bleeding and stuff, and so I was out of school a lot. I was set to graduate in December, and I was maybe 15 days away from graduation. They're like, you've been out of school so much, we have to take your credits that you worked for so far. So I didn't get to graduate. And I had, commitments to a school where I didn't have to have a degree or, a high school education. And I already spent money on that. I couldn't get that money back. So I was forced to drop out of school. Kids, don't do it. Don't do it. No matter what. I regret that. But, it happened. So got married. And, things were good for a while. Had a kid a year later. And so thank God for him. But then, things started spiraling again. We just kind of started falling apart and everything. We were young. We were struggling with money. And that was, I think, one of the biggest things. And so she decided to leave. And then, I lost my faith completely. I was like, why would you do this? Why is there all these abusive people? Why is she leaving me? All these questions. So, I was like, God, I didn't even believe anymore. And then the devil grabbed a hold of me. And I know that for sure. I lost all this weight. You wouldn't even know me if you see pictures of me from back then, I weighed like 110 pounds. And I was just so depressed and everything. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you know. Kept anything that was dark and evil, I liked it. I don't know why I liked it. I wore black all the time. And, you know, just anything that was bad music, whatever it was, you know. So basically, after the divorce and everything, obviously did some things that I, you know, regret. So I just, I became homeless at one point. It was a situation I absolutely could not control. There was, you know, no way I could do anything about it. And so obviously I started praying. I was like, you know, what else could I do? What's it gonna hurt, right? You know? So I started praying, and my mom kept saying, you need to find a good Christian girl. You need to go to church or whatever. I was like, I don't know about that, you know. And so I did. I found her, and she was definitely a God-given, because, I mean, the whole situation, it was just like, everything just started, boom. When I started praying works, people, it's for real. It's for real. And she came from a good Christian family. Her parents are pastors. And so pretty much that's that. She brought me back to God. This is Tori, that's my wife. Yeah. So if it wasn't for her, I may be dead, homeless still.
She didn't do it.
Right. Well, yeah, God. Yeah, for sure. You know, but her Christianity really boosted me, you know. Kept me praying. Kept me praying.
There you go, brother.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I mean, you know, pretty much that's that. And I'm glad that we found church at the center. We came to the pantry. We were struggling. We actually got hit head on in a car crash by a drunk driver on our wedding night. So there you go. We were tested right off the